Jump into the mothership. Jump into the mothership. Jump into the mothership. Ladies and gentlemen, I can't believe I'm saying this. Welcome back to the mothership. Season 2, baby.
How you been?
It's really good to be back. I, of course, I'm Dylan, your friendly space ninja, and I am joined, as always, by my wonderful co-host, Bruno, the Commander.
Damn, that feels good to hear. Hey! What's up, y'all?
And, of course, protecting the galaxy, Amanda, the Jedi.
It's great to be back. Great to be back.
How you been, guys?
Hella good.
Yeah?
I'm pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Good.
I feel like everybody's been really busy during the off season.
Yeah.
You know, you've been traveling a whole lot.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
And first humble brag of the season, you went to the Cannes Film Festival.
I did.
How was that?
It was amazing. It was like, first of all, it's like the most beautiful city I've ever been to in my entire life.
Fair,
so
it's France. Fair.
I saw less movies than I normally do. Still saw 25, which is more than most people see at film festivals.
What the fuck? That's
That
a
is
lot.
so many movies.
That is
That
low.
is so
Those
much.
are rookie numbers so I could enjoy some days at the beach.
Fair,
I got an
very
Airbnb
fair.
with like a beautiful view. I just had like a little 2-minute walk down to the water.
That's so good.
Amazing. I loved it. It was
Wow.
beautiful.
I want to go now. Can we cancel season 2? I'll be right back.
All right, peace out, y'all.
Peace out. We're going to
Exactly. Just,
We're going to France.
And also, you found yourself in the same room as one Kristen Stewart.
I did.
What?
Yeah.
Tell me about this. How was this?
Oh, it was great.
Yeah?
She was right there.
Right, like arm's distance?
I could reach.
Yeah.
Like,
Not like super because like everybody I went to the Crimes of the Future press conference.
okay.
But everybody that was trying to get in that didn't have like a high enough badge to be able to just walk right in was just like a young girl just lining up hoping that they would have enough room to get in. So it's like I think they ushered her in by the side with security and everybody had to go like back away before they could get the pictures of her and stuff so that you wouldn't grab her.
Right, okay. Makes sense.
But yeah, it was great. It was good enough that I didn't really clock for the longest time. I was like taking a video that like Viggo Mortensen's like
Nice.
right next to her.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're dead to me. I don't care.
I never liked you anyway. I don't like The Lord of the Rings that much.
I don't.
Yeah, I know. Alex is still mad at us for that, actually.
I'm sorry. I don't blame him.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
So
Yeah.
that's insane.
Yeah.
And you've been
like-
traveling a whole lot. Where else did you go?
Been all over the place. It's been a very
Sprinkle.
busy year.
Yeah, I can
Good.
see that.
Yeah, super busy.
Have not been home in forever.
Not really. And I tried to come home and they destroyed the place.
Oh my
so-
God, yes. Do you want to tell that story?
I don't know. Do we want to check in on Bruno first and then we? Like,
Yeah.
Oh, I'm easy. Nothing happened. Go.
Nothing happened. Basically, I get back after like.
Don't dismiss yourself like
don't
this. It's the
dismiss yourself.
self-talk, okay? We
Yeah.
need to
Alright,
work
okay,
on the
okay.
self-talk.
Hold on,
You're right.
hold
You're
on.
right. I'm bad. Okay, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good.
But yeah, basically just like the shorter version is that like I come home from like 3 weeks of travel, my apartment smells funny and I click on a light and there's like a massive hole in my wall underneath like the air conditioning unit like that. And I'm like, it's like 3 a.m. My car didn't start at the airport, so I had to boost it, which was fine. And I had to drive it around a bunch to make sure the battery charged up. Like my flights had been delayed. I was like, I'm so tired. And then just I start noticing, first I'm like, okay, I guess there must have been an emergency or something. Why didn't they try to call me? Why didn't they like send me an email? And then I start noticing the dust on everything. The drywall dust got all over everything. And then I realized it got into the bedroom. It got all through the bathroom. It's all in the office. It's on like every surface.
You posted
So-
one photo and I just responded to your story like, what the hell?
I know. And then I noticed that there's a second hole behind the couch, which they did not cover. So the couch is covered in dust and they're like, you can see the drywall fingerprints of them like moving it back closer to the wall. So it's just like my whole place is destroyed and they're like, yeah, there was like an emergency, but she seemed really confused that there was like anything wrong with the unit. So I feel like the building manager didn't know that there were still holes in my wall. And I still don't think it's fixed. And that was like over a week ago now that I came home to that. And there was like somebody tried calling me and it rang twice and then hung up. But that was on July 16th, which was 3 weeks before I got home. So like no one tried to make any contact. So I'm just
Whoa.
very pissed, very stressed. So I can't even, I couldn't even be there. I had to drive 2 hours to my parents' place at like 4:30 in the morning because I couldn't even get a hotel that wasn't charging for whatever reason. In my tiny little town, they were all like 300 and up. And I'm like, I'm not spending $300 to not even be able to sleep. Because I'm not going to be able to sleep.
Yeah.
I'm just going to drive. So
Yeah. I can't imagine. Imagine
Wow.
you've been traveling nonstop for 3 weeks.
And you come
You
home
get
to
home, you're just like,
that.
I just want to like
I had
catch up on
washed
some
my
sleep.
bedding and like made my bed because I knew I was probably going to be gone for a while, so that when I got home, it wouldn't just be diving into a messy bed. It would be a nice, clean, tucked bed.
The one time you do everything right as an
I
adult,
know.
right? And
Yeah,
just
I'd even
fuck yourself
cleaned up
over.
before. Like I'd cleaned the place before I left, and like I have to throw out my comforter because like I can't wash it. So I'm like, that's just fucking gone now. So
That's so annoying.
Yeah.
Anyways, Bruno, how you been?
I mean, better than that. Jeez, that sucks. I feel so bad.
it'll be fine.
I mean, yeah, but still.
I know it does.
Yeah, it's really shitty.
Rough.
Like,
Yeah,
what
and
can
they're-
you even say?
Yeah, I
it's
know,
like-
and I'm like so passive that I haven't been like aggressive enough with them to like get what I'm definitely owed.
Definitely.
They're just like,
Oh, you
yeah,
gotta be
we'll
on their
send
ass
in
for that.
cleaners and we'll cover things when they clean it up. And I'm like, they didn't cover anything when they did it. So.
Yeah. Why would I
Yeah.
trust you?
Exactly.
That's it.
So we'll see.
God damn.
Wow. Like, still trying to wrap my brain around that one. That sucks.
Yeah.
Holy moly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What you been up to? What have you been doing?
Yeah, I mean, nothing really. I mean, yeah, just same old stuff.
Yeah.
Continuing.
You launched a
Short
clothing
and-
line.
Oh,
You
yeah.
did launch a
I
clothing
did
line, which
do
you're wearing
that.
right now.
Sick.
What's it called again?
It's Earth 57.
Mm-hmm.
Earth 57. You can find the link of that in the description. How was that? What was the process? How did that come to be?
I don't know. I just I started talking to my brother. I wanted to start a clothing line. I wanted to do something. I mean, I'm always like drawing on my iPad and stuff. So
Yeah.
Nice.
it was like, whatever. I might as well try to see if I can make something of this. And so yeah, we decided, how cool would it be if we took characters that everyone, well, I mean, as most people
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
let's say, and I just turned them into animals.
Yeah.
And so I
Nice.
took the Red Ranger, put him into a
Yeah, the
T-Rex.
whole Power Ranger line would be so easy to do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I already
gonna
have the
suck.
Pink Ranger
Ah,
drawn out and everything,
sick.
pterodactyl
Oh,
and
it's gonna
all.
be so
Yeah,
good.
I think it's gonna look cool.
Oh, nice.
I didn't put on a shirt yet, but
Still. Oh, that's
Yeah.
sick.
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so basically that, and just working on my personal YouTube stuff and
Yeah.
whatever.
Podcasting still quite a bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
No.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, not a lot of people like watch podcasts if they don't know who they are. So I tried like spreading out, doing a couple different things. But yeah, all short and bald related, and
Yeah.
started doing TikToks too now. and
Nice,
stuff.
nice.
Yeah.
Made the most iconic rant on Short and Bald about the Sony superhero movies
Yeah.
Yes.
as a direct
Sonyverse.
reaction to Morbius,
Oh my God.
which you completely called, by the way, in season 1.
You really did.
You
Yeah.
call every aspect of it. The
Like-
fact that it's going to look like a movie from 2003. Like everything that people is criticizing from one trailer, you were like, this is going to be this, and this. And you were completely right. I haven't seen the movie. I skipped
I
it.
didn't even watch
Oh,
the
yeah, I
trailer,
watched
and I
it.
just knew.
Oh, you just
I
knew?
saw the teaser.
Oh, yeah, the teaser,
years
yeah.
ago, and I was
Yeah.
like, yeah,
I skipped it. I was
I
too
don't
scared.
blame you.
I was
Yeah,
too
no.
scared.
It is not.
It's
yeah.
one of those
not
movies
worth
that
it.
I've experienced through YouTube criticism.
That's
Yeah.
exactly it.
It's
yeah.
barely a movie.
It's
Yeah, I
it's-
know. Yeah,
yeah.
that's from what I
Barely a
hear.
movie.
It's like, so this was our plan. Do we get the funding to actually make the movie?
Yeah.
I saw it because I was like, I'll probably do well. So.
Did you go to the theater?
I did.
God damn, you were dedicated.
Yeah, I was
to-
Morbin with the best of them.
Morbid. It's Morbin time, y'all.
No, the fact that they actually tried to make that a
Make
non-meme.
Morbin Time shirts. Yeah, I know. You would
Yeah.
probably sell more Morbin Time t-shirts than they sold tickets to the second time they put it in theaters.
Right?
True story.
Oh,
Yeah.
You should absolutely do that. It's more.
I'll do that.
I don't know if you'd get sued. But
Maybe.
I know because Morbin Time is not actually their thing.
Oh,
That's
right.
true.
Yeah, they
That's
can't
fake.
copyright
Yeah,
that.
that's
That's
Yeah.
fake.
Yeah. Okay.
Technically, the Power Rangers should be suing the memesters.
You should do Morbin Time T-shirt, but then
Morbin
instead
Time.
of putting Morbius the Living Vampire, just put Edward Cullen.
Yes. See, I
Just do that.
have the Batman shirt that's just a picture of Edward Cullen. I think I have it here for the podcast.
Oh
Nice.
yes, yes! I want to see
Yes,
that so bad.
yeah.
By the
Nice.
way, the Batman,
Sick. It was as good
fire.
as I knew it was gonna be.
the flames. Yeah, it wasn't
It's
like the
still on
perfect
fire.
movie I anticipated.
No,
Because
no.
if you know in season 1 how excited I
Yeah,
was
you were
about
like,
it.
this is gonna be.
Yeah.
I was like, this is gonna be the best movie. You don't even know what I know, dude. Like it's gonna be the best
You
movie
don't
of
even
all
know
time.
what I know.
But I think like the pieces that make it up are like great. Like he's
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
fucking good, and
Yeah.
that's like
He's
the foundation you have
incredible.
to build
Really is, yeah.
around. Yeah.
I think the movie was lacking on the Bruce Wayne side of things, which kind of makes sense
Almost
because since he's
non-existent.
been the Bat for only 2 years.
This is before he's trying to keep up appearances.
Yeah,
and
he
That's
stuff.
hasn't
it.
worked out
Yeah.
the Bruce Wayne persona yet.
Exactly.
So it kind of
Yeah.
makes sense to me. But Yeah, the
he's still
Riddler.
young in his career. He's figuring things out.
And I'm
Yeah.
okay with that. I was kind of bored of Bruce Wayne Playboy at this point because we've had Iron Man, we had Arrow. That was
That's fair.
basically just we want to make a Batman show, but can't.
But
so
we
we'll
don't
make
have the
Arrow.
rights to. Yeah.
Yep, basically.
So like I was okay
Yeah.
with him just being like, if anybody says anything mean to me, I might cry.
Yeah.
I was good with it.
Yeah, no, the movie
Yeah.
was really good. Surprisingly, the highlight to me, actually not so surprisingly, but Penguin,
Yeah, Penguin was
Incredible.
great.
Wow.
incredible.
Yeah, really
Wow.
great.
Like, because I wasn't sure before the movie. I was like, why is he getting his own show, The Penguin? And then we saw him and was like, I want to watch this show right now,
Yeah.
Actually, we have a lot of catching up to do on that because of the stuff we've talked in season 1, I've gotten a lot of questions from things that we
Yeah.
should talk about to kind of update people on where we're at. And the
Oh,
first
yeah.
one is the most obvious because we talked about it all season long and it hadn't been out at the time. So what did you think of Spider-Man No Way Home?
Dude, that's exactly what I was just thinking. I'm like, yo, the people want to know what we have to say about Spider-Man.
The people want to
Just because
know.
we talked about it so extensively.
we talked about it
and
so
it came out
much.
like a week or two after we finished or something like that.
Panic.
Really?
To be fair, here's the thing. I have not talked about my opinion on this movie publicly at all. I'm already tired of talking
Yeah,
about
that's
it.
fair.
Yeah.
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 So we can go through it very quickly, very briefly, because the movie had not been out at the time. I think it came out a couple weeks after we finished shooting the season.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a couple weeks later.
To explain to people,
Yeah, because you guys had your tickets booked.
yes,
Yeah.
exactly,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
And then
Yeah.
we went and
Yeah.
oh, you couldn't go because you didn't get vaccinated in time. This
know.
idiot wasn't vaccinated against COVID. And then I told him, dude, get vaccinated or you're not going to be able to see the movie. And he was like, yeah, you're right. And he got vaccinated. But by the time that, after you get vaccinated, you need to
gotta
wait
wait 2 weeks.
Yeah,
Yeah. 2
exactly.
weeks.
And the day that he was allowed to go, we hit the 4th wave of COVID and theaters closed.
So I got the shot for nothing.
Yeah.
God damn it.
It's like my life. That's what it is.
Story of your
Stop.
life.
Story of my fucking life.
Yeah. And then,
Shit happens.
yeah, saw the movie. Do you want to start? Because I know you have
Yeah,
the
go.
most amount of hot takes.
Look, I've said my piece. I have a whole video.
Yeah.
I didn't love it. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it.
Yeah.
I thought that they basically were like, can we get all 3 Spider-Men in this? And once they realized, yes, they did not care what story they put together or whether or not it made sense. I don't
Lot
even
of
need
plot holes
I don't
in
even
this
need
movie.
to nitpick, but like one that like I didn't even realize it at the time. I realized after. I'm like, Electro didn't know that Peter Parker
was
was
true.
Spider-Man.
so
yeah.
I was like, that's that out the
It
window
can't- he can't
right
be
there.
here.
It doesn't
Yeah.
make sense.
Yeah.
There's just, I don't know. I felt like I got like the Aunt May thing felt like emotional manipulation in a bad way. I was just like, is she better not. She fucking said it. She fucking said it
Oh yeah, the
Yeah.
with great power. But I'm like,
Yeah.
literally in Civil War, fucking 6 years ago,
yeah.
he literally says, if you have this is paraphrasing, if you have the ability to do something
It's your
and then but
responsibility.
you don't, and then the bad things happen, they happen because of you.
Yeah.
He already knew the lesson, and maybe
It just
he needed
rode
to have
around the line.
yeah, and
Yeah.
everyone's like, no,
Yeah.
this was kind of like a trilogy of him learning that, and I'm like, in some respects that's fine, and in others it's actually cheap and stupid and lazy.
I get
And
it.
I like
get
how it
that.
ended off. I like how
get
it ended
that.
off. There's some really good moments. There's some highlights.
I have such
Yeah.
an issue every time. The more I think about the idea of everybody forgetting Peter Parker, the more I'm like, this does not make any sense. Actually, the more you think about it, the less it makes sense.
All right. Lay it on me.
It's a weird like problem of logic because then it's like, how does it work? Everybody knows that Spider-Man is an Avenger.
Yeah.
Right.
Everyone remembers
Everybody
Spider-Man.
remembers
Remember- they
Spider-Man,
remember
but no
Spider-Man.
one knows who's under the mask.
Exactly.
Right. So how does that
Does
change?
it magically? Oh, sorry. Yeah, what were you gonna say? How
Yeah,
does
that's
that
my
change?
question. It's like, how does that change like the dynamic? So, for example, Happy Hogan,
Yeah, it
sees
doesn't
Peter,
remember.
but he knows that like Spider-Man is an Avenger, so he's only been an Avenger as Spidey. They just don't know who he is.
So like, yeah, that's what I mean. So like that whole thing in like Far From Home where they're having that like emotional moment. Does he just not ever remember that
Yeah,
happening
exactly.
anymore, or does he only remember it with the Spider-Man mask? And like literally, like even from like a just not affecting people, does it like it just magically erases every record that's ever existed too? Like
Yeah,
it
exactly.
actually
Because now he's
erases-
going to college.
Yeah.
Is it Peter Parker doesn't
No,
exist?
he can't go to college now. I
No.
don't think. So I think, or is it just that Peter Parker exists, but like nobody remembers him as Spider-Man?
That's
I
what
thought
I
it would have
think it
made more
is.
sense No, because he literally says no one will remember Peter Parker.
Yeah.
He doesn't say no one remembers Peter Parker as Spider-Man. Make everyone forget Peter Parker.
Yeah, Peter Parker. Nobody knows what Peter Parker is.
So that's what I'm like. Does he actually just still exist as in the government? Like, does he still have can he still get an ID? Because the government knows he exists, but it's just that people don't. No one actually knows who he is.
Yeah,
as
exactly.
a person.
That doesn't make
So then,
a lot
how
of
does he get into
sense.
college if they're going to do that, or
Yeah.
are they just not going to do the college thing, which is fine,
No,
I guess.
yeah, they have to.
But they might
Well,
not. How can they?
Is
'Cause
it not what
I
they were
don't-
doing?
Yeah, I
Or
think
is
like the
it-
next
at the end when he moves to a new place, isn't that like his college flat or whatever? Or is he just
I
moving
thought that
to
was
a new
just
place?
his random.
No, I think it was
that
like a random
I
apartment.
thought it was
Oh,
just
okay,
a random
okay.
cheap
Yeah.
apartment. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Does I get that it's magic, but then I just remember everyone was like, "No, it's fine because we're gonna find out that it's evil Doctor Strange and he was trying to mess with things on purpose." And it's like, no, they
No,
just
no.
ruined
It's
Doctor
Mephisto.
Strange.
I'm sorry.
So, yeah.
I don't know. I think you can just be like, yeah, this is sick. They got all the Spider-Man together, and there was some nice cathartic moments there. Like, I live for the moment of Andrew Garfield saving Zendaya's character.
Dude.
I cried,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I'm sorry, that shouldn't have been the biggest emotional moment for me. And there were some
It was.
other
That's
fair.
ones.
That's
Like,
fair.
I have the moment when he walks into the diner at the end and he realizes that they might actually be better off without him. Not better off,
I
but
like
just
that scene.
safer. That's good. The
Yeah.
ending's good where it leaves off with like the ultimate pathetic Peter Parker. Sure. Ultimate pathetic Spider-Man, sure, because he's always down on his luck. But I
Yeah.
feel like the whole movie made no sense.
I think
on
that they
so
used
many
this
levels.
movie to like kind of push this idea that Spider-Man has to be this kind of one guy on his own, down on his luck, because
Yeah.
he was too teched out. He was too like
He was
Tony
too
Stark
teched out.
Jr.
Yeah, I
right?
do
he
agree
was
with
Iron
that.
Boy.
Yeah. So I think
Yeah.
they were trying
Yeah.
to get him there. It's just there are some writing issues in the movie that kind of bug me.
Yeah.
But aside from that,
I
it's,
think everyone still knows who he is. It's just literally like a net of magic in people's brains.
No, because they don't even remember going to school with him.
yeah.
Otherwise, they'd be like, "Oh, hey, Peter." It would just be like they'd
Yeah.
remember him. They just wouldn't know that they were friends because he
Isn't-
literally said everyone forgets Peter Parker.
Yeah.
It's not everyone forgets that Peter Parker is Spider-Man. Make everyone forget Peter Parker, is what he specifically
Yeah,
says.
I guess you're right on that.
And does that
Okay.
mean, does he fuck every other
Okay.
timeline? Does every other timeline's
Yeah,
Peter
that's
not
my
remember? Like,
question.
how much did it ripple out? Like the last one did. I just
Oh,
feel like there's too much.
Because then it's like,
I
does
didn't
that
even think
mean?
of
That's what I
that.
mean. They're playing with too much.
Whoa.
Because then it's like when let's say Tobey Maguire goes back to his universe, does that
Yeah.
mean that MJ doesn't know he's Spider-Man and doesn't know him at all?
And they're like supposed to be like having a little
blowing my
boo thing
mind.
going
Yeah,
on.
I
Like,
know.
don't
So that's the
know.
thing.
Oh
There's like-
shit! I didn't think that far out.
That's what I
You
mean.
see what I
There's
mean? The
too-
more
Yeah.
you think about
There's
it,
too
Yeah.
many
the less it
ripple
makes sense.
effects that
Yeah.
have just been abandoned and not touched on, and it's like, and he's
Yeah.
done with the character for a while. So when are we even going to touch on that again?
I hope he comes back though. I do
Me
love
too.
Tom Holland
I
in this
do
role.
like him a lot. I just
yeah.
feel like they dropped the ball with him with this, like quite a bit. I love Homecoming so much. I think
Homecoming, I think it's the best of the trilogy.
I think
It's
it's
still
like
the best, yeah.
almost a perfect
Yeah.
Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, it's incredible.
At least
I
for what
love
the
it.
MCU would have had to work with to try to separate from the other ones that already existed. I think it's like the perfect thing they could have made.
And honestly,
Yeah.
one of the best oh shit moments in the MCU.
Yeah.
That twist with the vulture.
Oh my god,
Dude,
Just
yeah.
the silence that hit the theater when I was there. It was just like, because it takes that 1 second
Yeah.
to understand what just happened, and you're like, oh fuck, it's so good. It's so good.
It really is. Yeah.
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 I think going forward, like the Spider-Man movies are going to be better just because we'll have a more grounded take on Spider-Man. in the
Yeah,
MCU.
yeah.
I'm
yeah.
down with that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm,
like-
I think
I'm
it'll
good with him
circle
taking a
back to
distance from.
Homecoming.
Oh, I hope.
It'll
I hope
circle
he-
Yeah.
back that way, but he'll be the more like mature, seasoned superhero version of the Homecoming character.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
the next version
Yeah.
of him is
More
going to be more like
friendly
a
neighborhood, yeah.
Spider-Man PlayStation.
Yeah.
I think he's
Oh,
going to be more like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's
And he's a
awesome.
baller.
He's
Spider-Man's
so good.
PlayStation.
So
Fuck
good.
yeah.
He's good.
So good.
He's
Hell
really
yeah.
good.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna keep his like identity a secret until
Yeah, oh, for sure.
Secret Wars or something like that. You know, like
Yeah.
Kang Dynasty shit.
Yeah, yeah,
That's gonna
yeah.
be fuego.
Hopefully.
Well,
if we get
actually-
Spider-Man in a black suit,
Actually,
Marvel.
the next question is kind of an extension to that
Mm-hmm.
is
Okay.
because we were talking about that, and I'm gonna humble brag in a second, but what are your thoughts on phase 4 of the MCU? Okay, humble brag, you can go back and watch the first episode of the podcast ever.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that is going on with the MCU right now, I called everything.
I believe it.
Everything down to the way people perceive the MCU now.
I believe
Yeah.
it.
I called all of it. It was sure that it was going to turn out that way. People
Mm-hmm.
are a little, I wouldn't say frustrated with the MCU, but like a bit underwhelmed with phase 4 because there's
I am.
too much shit. The title of the first episode of the podcast literally is the MCU getting too big.
It got big.
It got too big.
Yeah, it got big.
It's
and it-
oversaturated.
yeah.
There's just too much of it now.
It's too much shit.
Too
That's exactly
much.
what I said.
Yeah.
That people would
Yeah.
lose interest because they ask you to consume too much content to
Too
follow
quickly.
what's happening.
Yeah.
And it's just
But
impossible.
At the same time, you almost don't need to, because so far nothing in Phase 4 has connected to any. The only thing that's connected is WandaVision to Doctor Strange.
That's true.
Low key to an extent.
But not yet. It
but
will,
yeah,
but
nothing
not
really,
yet.
Yeah, but not yet.
There's
not yet.
literally no reason you would have needed to have watched
Yeah,
Loki.
but it will,
Yeah.
right? We
It
can
will.
assume that it
Eventually,
will.
yes,
So then
yeah,
it's
I'm
like,
sure
how
all of
much
this
shit do
stuff
I have
will.
to go back to?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but what,
Connect the
honestly,
dots.
if the directors aren't even watching everything to make the
Exactly.
movies they're making, how much do we really need to watch?
Exactly.
That's a good point, too.
That's the one
That is a
thing
good
where
point.
I'm like, and I think, there isn't anything that wowed me about Phase 4 aside from WandaVision
Same.
and Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi was
I had a
fire.
great time.
I had a great time with
I loved it.
Shang-Chi.
I loved
I had a great time with that
yeah.
one.
But like the rest of it, everything to me has just been like, it's fine, And there's what?
Hawkeye was dope.
I liked
14
Hawkeye a lot,
Me
actually.
too. And
So
the
here's-
Christmas vibe
Yeah,
and all
I
that.
love
loved
that.
it. See, you see.
I know you
No,
were kind of
no.
iffy on it because I think it started airing when we had been recording.
When we were shooting
and you
season
didn't know
one.
how you felt yet.
I didn't. The thing with Hawkeye is I liked it except for the premiere and the finale.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, that's fine.
But the rest of the season, really fun adventure.
Yeah.
Like I liked it, and Yelena,
So good.
one of the best characters in the MCU.
Absolutely.
She's
Yes.
great.
She's great, and I'm excited for her.
Me too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
is she the Black Widow now, or is she just Yelena?
She's just Yelena, as far
Yeah?
as I'm aware.
Yeah, as far as I'm aware too.
Okay,
Yeah,
I was a bit
she's just
confused by
Yelena.
that because
Like
what's-
she's a widow.
She's
yeah,
a widow.
she's
but I
a
don't
she's
know.
a
widow,
widow,
but she's not like
no.
the new
no,
Black Widow.
She's kind of
Yeah.
like running rogue still, as far as I know. I don't even
Yeah,
think she's
right.
told
I
anything.
I think she's gonna be
going
like part of the
forward.
Thunderbolts or something.
Oh yeah, there's a Thunderbolts coming,
Yeah.
and
She hasn't been filmed for anything going forward yet, so it's going to be a while, as far as I know.
yeah.
Okay.
But I think like everything that came out like with Marvel has been so like I haven't been able to fully be like this is great for
No,
like
same.
most of it. Like
Yeah.
if I think like when famously you and I didn't really love Eternals.
Yeah. Which I
You know?
kind of expected not to love, but
Yeah.
Really, I was sort of excited for it because
Yeah.
it seemed to be and then it's like kind of double-edged sword because I wanted the MCU to do something different, and then they did something different, and it didn't land with me.
But it also wasn't that different. It's still, at the end of the day, it was some massive thing is going to destroy the universe if we don't stop this.
Yes.
But you know it's not
Yeah.
going to happen because the universe isn't going to be destroyed. At
Yes.
least not this main one. Unless at the end it was like, oh, this was actually a multiverse reality the entire time,
Yeah.
and now they're going to... That would have been a better ending.
Death.
That would have been a... That
Yeah.
would have been a better ending.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it's just so dumb, and like they don't know how to connect it all together. So far, I've been more disappointed by like the stuff that I expected to be good and then wasn't.
Thor: Love and
Thor-
Thunder?
Yeah.
Question mark? Question mark?
Yeah,
I was
that
gonna say the
one.
same thing.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah, that
oh
was
no, Taika.
Yeah, we went to
atrocious.
see it
Taika.
together,
Man.
and we sat in the theater and just we didn't talk the entire movie, and then the movie ended, and we just looked at each other and we're like, "That was bullshit, right? That wasn't
It was
just
not good.
Yeah.
It was so disappointing,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and underwhelming." And I know
Yeah.
that like Chris Hemsworth had said before the movie came out, like this movie is like a 7-year-old wrote it. Fine, I didn't think it literally,
No,
But it's what it
literally.
feels like.
yeah.
Yeah.
I have described it as it's like at the last minute, Taika said, no, I don't want to do it. You can't have my script.
Yeah.
And then, so they hire someone that was like, we need you to recreate Ragnarok. And then that person had to get on a plane to Australia and they were supposed to write it in the plane. Then they fell
And that
asleep.
person was also a 15-year-old intern.
But then they fell asleep and then they had 2 hours to write it by the time they woke up. And then that's when they started shooting. And that's what we got. It's just
Oh,
there's
shit.
elements
Yeah.
that work kind of well, like, and I like the idea of like like Jane as Mighty Thor, and it being that like
Yes.
she's becoming
Yeah.
Mighty Thor to like
Yes.
stop
Yes.
herself from dying, but then that's also kind of making her die faster. Like that aspect's really cool.
Interesting as
But
hell,
it just didn't know how to juggle the tone, and you can juggle serious stuff with comedy. It just didn't know
Ragnarok
how
did
to
it.
do it. Ragnarok did it.
Yeah.
Did it well.
Did it really well.
Yeah.
And it's just this just felt like a lazy like copy.
Yeah.
Like somebody being like,
Well, there was no weight to it.
There's no weight to
It
it.
felt
was
like
nothing.
an SNL skit version
That's
of
it.
Ragnarok.
Yeah, it was a parody.
And then
bro.
like suddenly I'm like, are you telling me this motherfucker has just been able to like imbue people with the power of Thor this entire time?
I
And
know,
he's just-
yeah.
Well, that I give a pass because the guy is
will.
also learning how to be a god.
Yeah,
like
that's
like the
fair.
whole point of this movie.
But I
But
think
he was
they-
just so quick. He was like, I'm just, yeah, you
For
can all
those who be worthy,
Thor.
get the power of.
And that arc doesn't
Yeah.
work for me because his character is too stupid now.
Yeah, he's
Yes.
so
He
dumb.
doesn't have like the duality of like
Dude, yes.
he is goofy, but when
Yeah.
shit goes down, like it's the way like I do think they made him a bit too goofy in Endgame, but like in
Yeah.
Endgame he's being his goofy self, and then at the
'Cause
end
it's
when
trauma
Thanos,
goofiness.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like,
exactly.
Yeah, that's it.
but then the second Thanos arrives, he just goes like, this is a trap, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we
He's
care? Nope.
straight
Okay, we're
hardcore.
all on it, and he grabs his weapons and he's ready to go.
Yeah.
Good.
But now he's
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
too much of a joke.
Yeah,
Yeah.
too much of a
And
joke.
No, I went back and I watched Ultron. I think I even had this conversation with you.
Yeah.
And dude, they massacred Thor. Like Thor was gangster in those ensemble movies.
He was.
and he's
Yeah,
like now
I
he has
do-
like no.
I
He's
think
like a
it's-
shell of what he used to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he worked perfect. The most perfect version of Thor is Infinity War to me.
It's
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's where he's the most
'Cause, yeah.
accomplished as a character.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. Yeah.
And I don't mind the comedy because I think the reason why they steered into the comedy so much is that Thor 1 was like, no one really cared that much. And I liked Thor 2, but people didn't like it. And then everyone was like, well, why does everybody like Thor in Avengers? And they're like, because he has some funny moments. He
Yeah.
has some good moments. He's got some fun one-liners. So like, let's let him do that a little bit more. So then you get Ragnarok, where it's a little bit funnier, but he's still smart.
They balanced it perfectly.
They balanced it really well
Yeah.
in that. And then in Infinity War, things are a little bit more serious. So there's not necessarily as much time for the quips, but he's still
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
But then he's just a badass. And then in
Yeah.
Endgame made sense for him to kind of be the slob because he blames himself
Yeah.
Yeah.
for not
exactly.
going for
Yeah.
the head.
Yeah, his
That is
depression.
going to that's
He's like
traumatized him.
grieving the entire universe that he could have saved.
And the loss
Yeah.
of his
Yeah.
people at this point. He's lost
Yeah.
all of Asgard at the end of Ragnarok. So it made sense. But then by the end of Endgame, he comes through it. So he shouldn't be the like big, goofy dope kind of that he is.
Exactly.
And also, this is a nitpick. He should have been wearing that like Guardians leather vest the entire movie.
Dude,
Yes.
that rock star.
Yeah,
I love that.
That
Yes.
upgraded Thor suit to look more intense than the Mighty Thor was lame.
Yeah.
I don't
I-
like that
It
suit.
looked like a cosplay.
It
Yes.
did.
It looked like a cosplay.
Yeah.
It looked like a
didn't, It
cosplay.
didn't look great.
Yeah.
Jane's armor was fire.
Yeah, she was great.
Dope.
So
Jane's
like,
armor was in
Dope.
her
let
helmet.
her look like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, let her look
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Let him look like the fucking 80s hair metal vibe that like it was giving off the entire
Yeah.
time they were
Yeah.
planning it.
And by
then
the
that-
way, girl was shredded. Oh my
I think a
god.
lot of that was CG.
I think so too. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I know. If you look
Yeah.
at how small she is, there's no way she got that big and back that small again. She's very small.
Didn't they use CG to make her small?
No, I think they used CG to buff out her muscles, and then she is no. I think they did use CG to make her look more sickly during the cancer scenes, but
Yeah.
she is
Oh, yeah.
very dainty to begin with. And like if you look at any of the like stuff for like the promotional material, she is very small, very
Yeah.
very small.
Okay.
Well, yeah, even
Okay.
like the red carpet stuff, like when
That's
you
what I
saw
mean.
after,
So
yeah.
there's no way she
looked
would have
really
lost
tiny.
that much mass that quickly. So it's just
Goddamn.
not possible. So I knew there was like no way they would have got her that beefy, even with, because if it was steroids, she wouldn't have lost it that quickly either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's
Yeah.
no way to get that without steroids. Her body type is just too
Yeah, that's fair.
lithe.
Yeah. She's
Yeah.
been thin forever.
She's
There's
thin
no
forever.
way.
She had to lose even more to do Black Swan, and then had to work a bunch to get it back
Oh,
up to
that's
normal.
true. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
no, that was she was CG beefed.
CG beef.
CG beef.
CG beefed. Yeah, it worked.
That doesn't
Hashtag.
sound like the name of her mixtape.
Yeah,
CG beefed. Yeah. Thor: Love and Thunder was a bit of a disappointment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was not enamored with Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah, I liked it more.
I kind of liked it.
My thing is that it shouldn't have been a Doctor Strange movie.
It feels more.
Yeah.
It's Wanda movie.
movie.
It
Yeah,
should've
it's
been
It's a
Wanda
Wanda movie, so they have to
Yeah.
like half-ass try to make people be like, "Oh yeah, we care about Doctor Strange, right?"
I mean, yeah,
It
a little
feels, it feels
bit.
like a true finale to WandaVision.
It's like
Yeah.
the ultimate
Yeah.
continuation of the like. So WandaVision ends, and you're like, okay, she's gonna be okay, but then you get that post-credit scene where she's messing
Yeah.
with the Darkhold. So this is that like epic, and it should have just been. And honestly, it probably would have made more money if it was just called WandaVision and the Multiverse of Madness.
No,
or,
Yeah.
just call
or
it the
Scarlet
Scarlet
Witch.
Witch.
That's
Scarlet
literally
Witch.
End of
Yeah.
it.
just
yeah.
the
That's
Scarlet
it.
Witch. It would have made more money because because her simps are many and I am
Yeah.
among them. But like,
Yeah, I think you saw the movie and tweeted like half of Multiverse of Madness
This
is
is
my
a
dream
dream.
MCU movie.
well, yeah, because you get that and you get like the scenes with her and Xavier, which I've literally been waiting to see in a live
I'd like to
action.
see more of that.
Exactly.
Actually.
I've been waiting for that in a live action capacity since I was like 10.
Yeah.
Since seeing X-Men Evolution, like the Hex one episode.
Yeah.
I've been waiting for that for so long. And then it's just a throwaway, but it's so good anyway. But if more of it had been dedicated to that and they'd used it a little bit more as like an X-Men future jump off point or something, even if that
yeah.
wasn't their
Oh,
Xavier, I
yeah.
kind of hope that wasn't their Xavier, but like it had so much potential, and it's just like, no, we gotta go back to Doctor Strange now because it's his
Yeah.
movie, and it's like,
I don't know. I
okay.
just wasn't into the story of it. It's weird because I think there was something that was supposed to come before it.
Well, Doctor Strange was supposed to come out a long time ago. It was
You're
supposed to
right,
come out before
yeah.
Spider-Man.
Exactly. And so I think that's why they barely reference Spider-Man. They have
Yeah.
a one throwaway line that was clearly a reshoot.
Clearly a reshoot.
Clearly a reshoot where he's like, oh yeah, we dealt with Spider-Man recently
Yeah.
and multiverse. We know multiverse because of Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, but you know
Yeah.
what? That would have made even less sense if after everything Doctor Strange went through in Multiverse of Madness, he still lets Peter be like,
Yeah,
you can fuck with the
exactly.
timeline. Oh yeah,
But that's
sure,
because-
we'll do some magic.
Because he has that line in No Way Home where he says the multiverse is something we know frighteningly little about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
And like it's like, well then, my guy, can you not?
yeah, can you not?
Can you maybe?
you
Why are you
not
doing this,
Yeah.
do
bro?
this to the whims of a 17-year-old? Let Mr. Murdoch handle
Yeah,
it.
Yeah.
exactly.
Mr. Murdoch is handling it.
Oh man, yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't love the movie. The Illuminati kind of made me realize that I probably don't care about John Krasinski as Reed Richards.
Same. I was like, oh, he can't do it.
It hates me. Yeah, it pains me to say it, but
Yeah.
yeah, I'm not a fan.
He said lines, and
Yeah.
I was like, oh, you don't have it in you. Okay, that's good to know.
We did
Sick.
lose our shit for a second when he showed up
Oh,
on
yeah.
screen.
I
yeah.
loved it
Oh,
on
yeah, I
screen,
loved
We
it.
but like
screamed, yeah.
upon review,
My brother was
then
with
he
us,
says
and he
a
has no
word.
idea who it is. And he just
Oh.
went, "Why is
What?
everyone screaming
Yeah.
right now?" Yeah,
But then he says a word, and you're just like,
yeah. His performance was weirdly stiff.
it's very
Yeah.
stiff. It's all like, Black Bolt can kill you with
Yeah,
But I mean,
exactly.
okay,
his mouth.
but like in terms of like Reed Richards, though, it kind of does make sense.
Yeah, but it's no.
But he
it's
didn't
still,
strike
can't
you as
do
like
it.
the-
He can't do it.
Yeah.
He's not the person
Yeah.
to deliver those
Because Reed
lines.
Richards is like very charismatic, because he's the smartest man in the world,
Yeah,
right?
but he's
like,
also like,
very like
almost like a robot, though.
Depends
He's,
on
like,
the Reed
right,
Richards.
yeah.
Depends on
Yeah,
the one,
it
but that's what I
does.
mean. He just didn't
But-
pull it off. He pulled it off like gym acting. It
Yeah.
felt
Yeah,
more like
basically,
gym
yeah.
acting.
yeah, yeah. I did,
Like when he's on the phone,
Black
he's
Bolt
all
can
like,
kill you
"Oh,
with-
mother-"
Oh, and then there's my biggest disappointment of the entirety of Phase 4, Moon Knight.
haven't finished it yet.
Don't.
I did not like
The last episode made me want to put my head through a wall.
It's the
Oh,
worst finale out of
It is
all
the
the
worst-
MCU shows.
the worst
it's
finale.
so bad.
Crap.
It's
Okay,
so
I'll
bad.
get there, but
Yeah,
I'm
it's
gonna-
okay because like
Yeah,
they
'cause
don't
I've-
want to show you the ending. Like you watch 6 episodes and you get to the ending, and they don't show you what it is anyway.
Oh,
So it's like
Yeah.
I'm just.
It's all good.
I've been liking the shows a lot more, and it's really weird. It's the opposite of what I thought. I thought I was not going to be into any of the shows, and I was just going to focus on the movies. But then the movies have been kind of like meh to disappointing.
Yeah.
And then the shows have been like really surprising in ways. Like I didn't think that like Hawkeye would be one of my favorite things that Marvel put out for this phase.
Right.
Yeah.
I thought it was great.
Yeah.
I was like, this is so cute.
Did you watch Miss Marvel?
I did. I loved Miss Marvel.
I thought it
haven't
was
watched
so
that
cute.
yet.
So cute, so charming.
Yes, thank
just
you.
so good. Like I'm really enjoying these more like street level things. Like they're
Mm-hmm.
super powered, but it's still more. It's like the same charming thing that like Homecoming brought to the
Exactly.
equation and stuff.
Yeah.
It doesn't all need to be big. And I found that the MCU was always really good about. They only made it the life-ending scenario when it needed to be the world-ending
That's it.
scenario.
Yeah.
And now it's like they're just doing it in throwaway stories because, like, well, the Eternals are this powerful. It has to be something really big that they're dealing with, but
Yeah.
no one else is noticing the fact that a thing is coming out of the earth.
Seriously, it actually kind of pisses me off that no one, not even like a news channel, nothing
I'm
has
just-
referenced
Never been
like
talked
a
about.
freaking
That's what I mean. I'm
hand
just
and
like
everything
so
all-
hoping that they're actually just in a different world, that they're just in a different universe and they get bopped over later
Yeah.
That'd be the one way that would make sense
because it
for
doesn't
me.
make
Yeah.
sense anymore.
Are you? Is anyone worried at all about the new Daredevil show?
No.
I'm kind of scared that they will turn him into a joke quipping Marvel guy.
I want to say they understand what they have with that character.
I certainly hope so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it
and
remains to be seen. We're
they're
going to see
giving
him in
him
She-Hulk
and in Echo.
and Echo.
Yeah.
Yeah, Echo.
Which like She-Hulk for me is weird to introduce him there because it looks such like
Lawyers.
it's like Ally McBeal,
Yeah.
but with so Daredevil in that.
He's a lawyer too.
Yeah, just
Yeah, but
maybe
the tone
in
of this
passing.
character is so like I don't know.
Yeah, I
We'll
don't
see.
know. We'll
how they play
see.
it.
I like how they introduced him in Spider-Man. I did really like that scene a lot.
Yeah, but that
Yes.
was
I thought
funny.
that
But
was
I hope
good.
that he's not going to be that funny all
No,
the time.
and it wasn't necessarily, that was the normal level of comedy I feel like we expect from, that. But
Yeah.
man, do we know why they didn't just like paint her green for She-Hulk and then just use the CGI to buff her out?
So, yeah, to kind of just enhance her
Just
a little
enhance
bit.
her. Why?
Yeah.
I get that painting people's annoying, but she's a lawyer. She's wearing a suit almost the entire time. You just have to do the hands, neck, and face.
Yeah, because they shrunk what's his face, Chris Evans.
Chris Evans.
I know they used a body double to
They
do
used
that,
the-
but
yeah.
like you could make her a bit bigger
Yeah, they
without
can do
having
that
to
with
make
CG.
a fully
do whatever
CG
you do with
character.
Natalie Portman.
Yeah.
Like, just beef it a little bit. And I'm sorry, she's in a suit. You can give her a padded suit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give her
She's in a little pantsuit. Half the time, it would just need to be that.
Yeah, the trailer was a
mean,
little awkward.
And then just use the CG, but just paint her green. Do the Gamora thing because she looks shitty.
yeah, it doesn't look great.
And I know they're just not giving them the time or the money to do it right.
Yeah,
but like, I'm
they're not
sorry,
gonna.
you're too far along at this point. There's no
Yeah,
excuse
oh, no,
for it.
yeah.
I know how much money you cut corners with the people that work on set. Like,
Yeah.
just do the effects right.
Yeah, it looks really awkward. I don't really know what to expect from
Yeah.
that. I don't know, man. Marvel has just been too hit and miss for me. I don't really know what to think.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I just eat it up. I don't care.
I know, but like
It's like,
I'm
uh,
getting tired in some
yeah,
ways.
exactly. There's enough
Yeah, I
times to
guess.
feel it was fine that it just gets tiring.
Yeah, I'm so excited for Guardians though. I
Yeah.
pray that James Gunn will not let me
Yeah.
down. He gets a lot of free reign though, so I think that helps.
Yeah. They
Because
kind of let him do whatever he wants.
Yeah,
Yeah, for
it's
sure.
like
Guy does a
they
great
make
job.
suggestions and requests of me, but mostly I have like control, and it's like that's the way it should be with a lot of this stuff.
Yeah, and then he's leaving Marvel because he has like 4 or 5 projects in the works at DC.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which is it makes sense. There's really nothing else he can do with Marvel.
Yeah.
The Guardians are done as they are, which
However, the one thing that scares me is they've said this is the last time you will see the Guardians as this team.
yeah.
So I'm afraid that they're going to do a Guardians of the Galaxy 4 with a new team and a new
Oh,
director.
I'm sure. Yeah, they will.
Which
But
I think will not work.
yeah,
as well.
I don't think so because like he put so much of himself into those
Yeah.
movies
Yeah.
and the characters.
Just
like
look at the
Rocket.
Suicide Squad. You're like, oh, that's an offshoot of the Guardians. Just
Yeah,
R-rated.
just more R-rated, more
Yeah.
violent.
And
but
it's so good.
it
Yeah,
is
this
good.
movie is
It
so
is very
Holy
good.
crap.
This movie
Yeah.
is
Even
really
Peacemaker. Like
I love
Yeah.
that was a
Peacemaker.
good fucking
Yeah.
show.
Peacemaker's so good.
Yeah.
I loved
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Oh, okay. I have another question just to get off of Marvel.
Yeah, we
because
Okay,
it's been a
we were on
moment.
let's
that
do
for a
that.
while.
It was just like an updating from season 1 because we said so much shit in season
Yeah, we
1.
did.
And we were right for most of it.
Yeah.
What has been your favorite show of the year so far?
I literally had a list of this because I did a whole podcast about it. And
Oh, really?
I don't remember.
Interesting. Oh, flip question. Do you have a show that you couldn't finish this year? Because it was too annoying or bad or whatever it
Ooh,
is.
Probably.
Oh, man.
I dropped one show, Inventing Anna.
Oh, I did watch that actually.
The
I
show
watched
about
that all
Anna
the way.
Sorkin?
Yeah, Sorkin. I watched that the whole way through.
I
was
got
like-
5 episodes in and I was like, I don't need to do this to myself. He says before watching 8 seasons of The Vampire Diaries again.
that
But
was for art.
I can't believe you did that
God.
to yourself. Good for you, bro.
Yeah.
listen,
Like, fuck.
life is for living, Bruno. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
as soon as I saw Kai, I was like, fuck this.
Yeah, I know.
Uh,
Yeah, I guess it was a very unpopular opinion to say that Kai is not that good of a villain.
I hated it.
Yeah.
I hated,
Yeah.
like,
He's a great actor. He's
Oh,
so
yeah,
good
amazing.
in this
So
role.
good.
great.
Yeah.
What's his name? Chris Wood.
Yeah.
Excellent actor. But I don't know. The villain is just like... Because the one thing that you can praise about Vampire Diaries is that every villain is treated like the hero of its own story.
Which is good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's like they have specific motivations that you can sort of sympathize with.
Yeah.
If you take a look at Damon in season 1, he's just trying to save his girlfriend.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, the
Right?
best.
You look
Yeah,
at
it's
So
Klaus.
good.
you
Season
look-
1, Damon is the best.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then you look at Klaus.
Also-
Klaus is just trying to like find a sense of family because he's afraid to be the only hybrid. That
Right.
freaks him the fuck out.
Yeah,
that
exactly.
makes
He's
sense.
just trying to do his thing, and then
true.
Elijah is just trying to reunite his family, and like every fucking even the terrible ones, like
Michael
fucking
wants to kill his family.
Michael wants to kill his family because he thinks they're abominations.
Yeah.
Hero of his own story in a very fucked up way.
Yeah.
But then you take a look at Kai, and Kai is just like, no, he's just psycho.
Yeah.
And he likes killing people. And it's like, that can work.
Yeah,
Love
that can.
Joker.
Yeah.
Great character. And it's fun that the whole point is that there is no point.
Yep.
That's fun. But for Kai, it's just like, you just had a charismatic guy kill people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's boring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it gets boring.
I almost dropped the new Pretty Little Liars
Oh,
that
I
is
haven't
currently
started it
airing.
yet.
It's not great.
Yeah, I hear it's not
but for
great.
some people, for some reason, people seem to be liking it.
Oh, I'm interested to check it out then.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
You can tell it's a show made by Roberto Aguirre Sacasa. You can just tell.
Oh,
you
man.
can tell.
Your nemesis.
Everything is there.
I saw you post that. Like someone was saying, it's good. It's good. I swear. You're like, yeah, but it's still Roberto.
Yeah,
it's still
yeah.
Roberto.
Because the thing with Roberto, and he's already confirmed this week in an interview that it is taking place in the same universe as Riverdale.
Of course
No!
it is.
Instant red flag.
Okay, Roberto.
Because you know season 1 is going to be a murder mystery. By season 3, they will have fucking dragons flying over the city and stuff. Have you seen
Bro,
the
that
clip?
means some of
there's,
these
like,
kids have
knock-
superpowers and shit, right?
Yeah,
Yes,
there's one
they-
that looks like a knockoff Scarlet Witch suit.
Yes!
She's like,
Are
she's
you
got
f-
the,
no.
she's got the red
Flying?
jacket and
Stop
everything, the
it.
red leather jacket, trench coat, and everything.
Yeah. And bro,
I can't believe they
Yeah,
went
it's
that
Cheryl
far.
with the red hair, so it's like the
Stop it.
extra
listen, just for the
levels.
juxtaposition, season 1 finale of Riverdale, they solve a crime.
Right.
Right? There's a murder mystery. They solve it. It's a whodunit.
Yep.
Season 6 finale of
They
Riverdale.
kill Thanos.
They don't kill Thanos, but they use necromancy. They bring back Sabrina Spellman
Yeah.
Oh, fuck off.
to do
Yeah,
necromancy
yeah.
to bring back most of the people of the town of Riverdale who have died.
Yeah.
All the firstborns. And then Cheryl flies in the air and uses magic and the power of her ancestors to destroy a comet that is crashing on Riverdale.
Yeah, comment. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Sick.
Okay. Okay.
And people look at me and go, Roberto Aguirre Sacasa is not that incoherent. Okay.
Okay.
Squeeze
okay,
me.
buddy.
Okay, then.
Okay, buddy.
Okay, buddy.
For sure. For
Serial
sure.
killer gene? Okay, bud.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
What
So now that
the
he said
fuck?
that, like, because I know exactly what's he's gonna do the same thing that he did with Sabrina. It's like, okay, Sabrina's been canceled. We're gonna say that it's the same universe as Riverdale, so we can bring Sabrina characters into Riverdale.
And that one at least kind of made sense.
Sort of.
It made,
I mean-
not really, but the direction Riverdale was going, it wasn't surprising. I
Yeah,
guess is more
yeah,
the way to word
exactly.
it.
Okay, that's-
But
yeah.
now Riverdale is ending next season, so
Jesus.
he's gonna bring some Riverdale characters into
I just
Pretty Little Liars.
I just imagine the cast being like, we're finally fucking done. And then they have like these random contract obligations. They're like, no!
You actually have to appear in 5 episodes of Pretty Little
It's
Liars.
like, yeah,
now.
like KJ
Lily
Hammer, like, no.
Reinhardt just shoots
She's
herself.
just like,
Yeah, she's so done with
I
this.
wasn't in Hustlers for this.
It's so funny. You know that's how people found out that the show was ending in season 7. She did a live stream on Instagram and she was like, "Oh yeah, it's probably gonna be done next season." And she was like, "You didn't learn it from me, I guess." Like no fucks.
I love her.
No fucks
She's
given.
like, what are they going to do? Fire me, please.
Yeah, exactly. She's the fucking
Do me a
best.
favor.
And then what's his face? KJ Apa. His next big thing was going to be the Wonder Twins movie that Warner Brothers was doing, and then David
Alright.
Zaslav was
Doing
like,
fucking Wonder
"How about no?"
Thank you. Okay, that's the one good decision with him I can get up. I don't need any Wonder
Oh my god,
Pin
he
power
canceled
activate.
everything.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
noticed.
canceled
I didn't even know
everything.
the Wonder
They
Twins were in
were
the
planning
works,
to
though.
put $75 million into a Wonder Twins movie. Are you fucking kidding me?
Wonder Twins
75 million.
Changing into fucking water animals? Get the fuck
Oh
out of
my
here.
guys, like the boys have already made fun of you before you even had a chance to put it to live
Yeah,
screen.
I
You're
know.
toast. You're
Oh,
toast.
fuck.
Oh, by the way, The Boys
The
season 3.
boys. I'm
That's
so
up
happy
there.
you mentioned that.
Yeah, it's so good.
So
Probably the
fucking
best
fuego.
season of the year.
I think Severance is actually probably the best show
I have not
of the
had a
year.
chance to watch
Yeah, I
that
haven't
yet.
seen that.
It's
on
like
my
the
list.
most unique piece of television I've seen in
Really?
a long
Really?
time. And it's like, it's very weird because it barely gives you anything by the end of the season. And it's almost like the mystery that it unveils at the end, you almost feel like in another show, they might have given it up in like the 3rd episode. But it's the finale. So now
But
you're
it's a
just
one
like,
and done, right?
No, it's going to keep going.
There's a season 2?
Oh, yeah,
okay,
it's
I
coming.
need to binge that.
Oh,
real
yeah,
soon.
yeah.
Okay.
It's so good.
I've been hearing the best shit
Yeah,
about
do you want
it.
general premise but no spoilers? Just
Yes,
Yeah.
general premise is that there's this company called Lumen, and they sever you from your work self. So your outside version doesn't know what happens when they're at work, and your work version doesn't know what happens when they're not there.
Okay.
Jesus
So
Christ,
it's basically like,
So you can't like
on
take
the-
work home.
Yeah,
Can't
on
be
the
like depressed or whatever.
on face level, you can kind of be like, well, that's kind of nice. You go, you don't ever stress about work when you're at home, and you're not really like thinking about it, and it almost feels like you never did that time. But then like the work selves only know work. So it's like very interesting, and you're the same person, but you can almost have these weird dichotomy rules where like if you ask to leave, your outside self can say no. They could be like, no, I don't know, you're gonna keep doing this job, and like you don't have the right as the worker to say. So it's very interesting. And it's
Holy
it's like a literal mental thing. They put like something in your brain that physically does it. So it's super unique, super interesting.
What a weird concept.
I
That's
know.
really cool.
Yeah.
And I was
I'm down
like,
for that.
this is interesting.
Where can I find this?
Apple TV.
Apple
Apple
TV Plus.
TV.
Yeah.
They've got the
Motherfucker.
goods.
They have good
They've got
content. They're
the
just
goods.
terrible at marketing.
Bad marketing, but
Yeah.
yeah, they had a whole thing at Comic-Con where you could go through the Lumen offices and stuff, and you'd end up in places, and they'd be like,
Oh,
you're
that's
from
fun.
this department. You can't be here. You're in a different department. And just
Oh, that's
very interesting.
Okay.
And like, you don't remember anything. So like if you had kids, you don't know you have kids when you're in that work environment. You don't know anything about your outside life.
Wow.
Whoa. So
Yeah.
you're literally just a
You
worker
are
bee.
literally,
That's
you
it.
show up in an office room and it's empty, and you don't know what's happening until somebody starts working you through it.
Holy
Whoa.
hell.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
You
you're almost like
sold
a
it.
newborn baby kind of thing where you're just like, what am I? Who am I?
the
Oh, this is, oh,
fuck?
right. My name is Hadley. Yeah. Like it's, yeah.
Okay.
Completely
Yeah,
sold.
yeah.
Yeah.
Super
I'm
good.
down with
Yeah.
that. How many episodes?
Oh.
I think it's eight.
8? Okay,
Eight.
that's
It's
a
short.
half.
episodes?
It's short. Six
Okay.
or eight. Six or
Okay.
eight. It's
Okay.
short.
Okay.
Okay.
Down.
Super good though.
Easy
So
binge.
Yeah,
super,
I like that.
Easy
Super
binge.
excited.
I like that.
It has a
And,
really good intro scene too. Yeah, like
I
the
like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like the title card stuff
Oh,
is
right. Yeah,
really
yeah.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, I like when they're stylized. It's
Yeah,
really,
it's
really
very
fun.
cool stylization with it.
I do have a question for you two because I do not watch this show. I hear that the 3rd season of Umbrella Academy is not all that great.
I did a review. Check it out.
I also did a review. Check it out.
Yeah.
I think it has a lot of good and a lot of bad.
Yeah.
Actually, I watched your review.
Yeah?
Fucking good job, man.
Yo,
that
you.
season was shite.
Yeah.
I
'Cause-
like. There's a lot I really like, and then it hits a point where you're like,
It has to be disappointing because I know you two
Allison,
love
like-
that
love it.
show.
Yeah, the stuff with Allison's really
Holy
fucked
fuck.
up.
All season long, I wanted to stab her. Like, she's
I
the most
know.
annoying human
Like,
ever.
I can understand why she's doing or her emotions, but then it hits a point where you're like, oh, that's now I can't forgive that.
Yeah,
Okay,
but
yeah,
that's
yeah.
it. Exactly.
That scene, and it's like 5 episodes in, or 4. It's in
Yeah.
the 4th or 5th episode out of like
That's it.
10.
Yeah.
that
Okay.
something happens that you're like,
I was fed
Yeah.
up with her like way before that.
yeah,
though.
you do start getting like,
It's like, okay, like,
you're
look,
angry.
2-3
You're-
episodes in, I get
Yeah,
it.
you're
there,
really
but
angry.
like, you can't have this emotion
You're
the entire
upset.
season long.
Yeah.
bro. Like,
Okay.
come on.
Yeah.
It's but yeah,
Yeah.
it's it also just does a thing where I feel like this was probably the season where they needed to start answering certain questions that they did not start answering and just started piling on, and they haven't confirmed season 4 yet. And
So
4
it's
is
like
supposed
dragging.
to be, and 4 is supposed to be the last one. Well, it's like they introduced mysteries, so it's like we know that like a character is an alien, but we don't have, we keep getting trickled information, and then we
Exactly.
know we know that Ben is dead, but we don't necessarily know how Ben died. So there's all this like little trickle information. You think this season is going to be the one, and then they just hint more things, and they don't actually tell you.
Yeah.
And they and like just
Preach.
give more information. You don't have to give it all away right away if there's something you're waiting for a specific reason, but you can't just keep trickling out
Oh,
this
yeah.
bullshit.
Especially because like
Yeah.
it's one of those shows that you wait 2 years between seasons, right?
It's usually
Yeah.
only one. This
Okay.
was 2 because of the pandemic.
Pandemic.
Right.
Fair.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's it.
So
That's it. Yeah.
and like he says, like Steve Blackman, the guy who adapted it for television, says that the next season is how he wants to end it. And I almost felt like they're like, if we just leave so many cliffhangers, like they'll have to give us the 4th season. But they don't have to. They don't have to.
And I feel like studios and streaming services are starting to be way more careful with renewing shit. Like Fantastic Beasts is in that boat right now.
Well, it should be cut. That should have been cut before the last movie came out.
Yeah, because technically it's like, I think they were going for 5.
They wanted 5
movies, and then the first came out and it did well.
Yeah, and it was good.
The second came out was the lowest opening of the whole franchise, including the 8 Harry Potter movies.
Because it was bad.
It was bullshit. And then the third one came out, and this movie was sent out to die.
That is fighting so many things. That is fighting people who have no idea what's going on with J.K. Rowling and just knowing that the last movie sucked.
Yeah.
That is fighting all the people who are aware that J.K. Rowling sucks and don't want to give her money.
Exactly. Yeah. And so the movie was sent out, and it's not good.
I'm sure it's not.
You haven't seen it?
Oh no.
I just watched it a couple weeks ago because I'm making a video on it.
Yeah. Don't blame you.
Bless you.
I feel bad for the cast, especially Mads Mikkelsen, because he does a good job as Grindelwald.
I believe it. He probably does better than Johnny Depp, who
Much
never
better.
really should have been cast in that role. No issue with Johnny Depp as an actor. I'm a big fan of him in the roles that work. He just never struck me as the person who could do that role.
I still think Colin Farrell should have remained.
Same.
Yeah.
He was great.
Should have stayed Grindelwald.
Yeah, agreed.
But Mads Mikkelsen really works in it. It's just like in the last movie, Grindelwald doesn't do shit.
I believe it.
He's just here the entire movie. Okay.
It's just questionable ethics with him too.
Yes, 100%.
So you're telling me that he came to stop World War II? Are we supposed to say that
That's not even the plot of the third one. They completely dropped that.
They have to, because how do you follow that through?
But the entire movie is essentially about a rigged election.
Oh my god.
That's the plot of Secrets of Dumbledore. By the way, we don't learn any of Dumbledore's secrets in this movie. Not one. Not a single one is learned. It's just fucking a rigged election.
The delivery on that was perfect.
No, but like the plot of the movie, okay, is that
it.
there's an election, and apparently elections are not decided by votes. They're decided by a creature called a Chillin, because it's called Fantastic Beasts. You need to have a Fantastic Beast, am I right?
Right.
So
Okay.
it's a creature called the Chillin that can, 1, see the future, and 2, can recognize people with a pure heart. Kill me immediately. So
Pure cinema.
I'm sorry, how do we get Cornelius Fudge then? Do they just abandon this motherfucker?
the story of the movie is basically Grindelwald wants to get the Chillin before the rest of the government so he can kill it, then see the future in its blood somehow, and then he will bring the thing back to life as a zombie so that it picks him as the next leader of the... Take a lap, it's fine. We can take 5. It's so bad. It's so bad.
All they had to do was make Indiana Jones movies with magical monsters. That's all you needed.
Exactly. And honestly, no. Actually, they just had to make one. Fantastic Beasts should have been a one and done.
And then go do the other shit you want to do.
Young
Leave
Dumbledore.
Newt's Commander out of it, because now you're retconning fucking everything just so Newt's around for the adventure.
The thing that's so funny with that is that even in this movie, this is the 3rd movie in the franchise.
Yeah.
He's still not doing. He has nothing to do with this story.
The movie's not about him.
No, they haven't been.
It has nothing to
just
do
there.
with this story. Literally, every time there's an important scene with important information where characters are like confronting each other, you just see Newt in the background, just like, and he's just not talking. He doesn't have any
guys,
lines.
that's crazy.
Yeah, so
It's a fucking paper cutout of him.
Yeah, you know how like Barney in How I Met Your Mother always lies about being places, like, and he's like, "You weren't there," and he's like, "Yeah, I totally was." This is like Newt telling his family these stories, and it's like, and I was totally there.
Yeah, I know.
Totally
And then like, you will not
present.
believe what Grindelwald said to Dumbledore.
I was
there.
I was there.
And you know the whole
was there.
twist about Credence being Aurelius Dumbledore?
No.
Wait,
yes,
what?
that was in the second one. I blanked that out mentally.
Yeah, at the end of the second movie, it's revealed that this character called Credence
made no sense
is
either.
secretly a Dumbledore, and then they show up in this movie. First of all, it's a real Jon Snow is a Targaryen thing. It has no point.
Yeah.
It has no point. You just find out that like
there's no excuse
that
for
he's
that.
the secret son of Albus's brother Aberforth.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Aberforth,
Yeah, and then it's like
secret number 1.
Aberforth.
that's not even a secret, because literally he confronts Dumbledore about it, and he's like, "You left me out to die," and Dumbledore's like, "No, we didn't know," and then you never hear about it again.
Yeah, it was the secrets of
What?
Aberforth Dumbledore.
Yeah, exactly.
Dylan.
He's
Wrong
secretly the
Dumbledore.
main
Dumbledore,
character.
man.
Oh man.
Fuck.
Well, I think we can wrap that up. That was a
Probably.
good comeback episode
Yeah.
for the season.
Yeah.
That was cute. I liked
Right?
it.
Yeah,
I liked
Welcome
it.
back to the Mothership. Welcome back for season 2. We still don't like Marvel and what they're doing right now, but it's okay. We hope it's going to be better. So you
Hope
can
for the
find
best.
our
For the
links everywhere in the descriptions. Thank you so much for watching, guys. And we will see you very soon.
Stay sexy, all of y'all.
You missed it. We know you did.
We know you did.